What's up? Today we're going to talk a little bit about tips and tricks that will help you survive the zombie apocalypse. We are joined here by Mike Sanchez at his home base in Muldrow, as you can see. He has not so many kills, 555, but we're going to talk a little bit today about weapons, how to level a little bit quicker, and some just general tricks on how to level, stay safe, and keep yourself from dying. So let's get on with it. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to talk about is weapons. Weapons are very important in Project Zomboid, and knowing which ones to actually take is actually very important. So you got to know your weapon, know what type of weapons you're going to be using. A baseball bat is a two-handed blunt weapon, which means that you're only going to be allowed to have one bag equipped. So you can't have double bags. You can equip it one-handed, but they're not as effective if you only equip one hand. The bat and the axe actually are both two-handed weapons, or most efficiently in two-handed weapons. The bat does a little bit more knockback. The axe does a little bit more damage. A lot of people prefer the axe as their go-to weapon in Project Zomboid, especially in the basic Project Zomboid if you don't have any mods going. The other weapons I want to talk about is a sawed-off shotgun, or just a shotgun in general. Pistols, rifles, and things like that are all your aiming weapons, and they can shoot from a distance, make tons of noise, but are highly effective if you have a really good aiming. If you don't have good aiming, the only weapon that you can really use is a shotgun, because it's pretty much going to hit people. A shotgun, at least a sawed-off shotgun, can hit up to 6 targets with a little bit less range, and does quite a bit of damage, so it's pretty much going to knock them down pretty fast. But like I said, you're going to attract a lot of zombies while you're doing it. A regular shotgun can hit only 5 targets at a time, does a little bit more damage, and has a little bit more range. Alright, the Molotov cocktail, it burns zombies. You throw it and then it sets a fire, and we're going to be going through each one of these weapons, showing you them in action. I have a combat knife here, but if you're just playing basic Project Zomboid with no mods, you'll have either a kitchen knife or a hunting knife. I would suggest this is by far my favorite weapon of all, and I'll show you the reasons why in a bit. Now this is a frying pan, and the reason why I like to show a frying pan, it's a single-handed blunt weapon. It only can hit one target at a time. Same with the knife, can only hit one target at a time. A lot of people end up having to start with a frying pan, which is okay, but I would suggest getting rid of it as quick as possible. You can only hit one target at a time. It does have a pretty good knockback, but it's just not so effective. So let's go through the different tactics on how to use these weapons effectively in each scenario. Alright, be right back, guys. The first tip I want to talk about is choosing which weapons are best when it comes to weapons. Now my favorite weapon by far happens to be knife weapons. I'm not talking about axes and everything. A lot of people go to the axes being their number one, but if you see there's like a small group here. The problem with dealing with groups of people, and sorry about the rumbling noise in the background, there's a motorcyclist going through the house, I guess. But anyways, so the thing about using a knife is it's a one-hit kill. It kills in one hit if you get up close. Another tip is that when the zombies make an animation, their head animation, they don't bite you on the very first animation. And the next part of actually using a knife is this is one. Try to get used to pulling one zombie at a time. This makes life a lot easier. If you happen to get both of them though, like I'll get both of them right here, and see how they're together. Well, now they're clumped together. We'll get used to using the space bar. The space bar will help you out. One, it'll knock them on the ground, maybe, possibly. So, and it also separates them, so then you can come in for your single shot kill. So that's why I love combat knives the best. You know, axes are very effective and they do work pretty well, but if you get exhausted and you're running around and doing stuff, you're gonna want to be able to use a knife. I think that's like one of the best things. And then now we're gonna get on to how to use a Molotov cocktail correctly, because a lot of people will use them and then not really. They kind of, it's like a set it and forget it type of attitude. So this is my next tip. We're gonna work on Molotov cocktails. So we're gonna equip this secondary. So now we have a Molotov cocktail equipped. And when you have a Molotov cocktail, let's see if we can get a big group of zombies. And you're going to burn out zombies. That's basically what you're trying to do. I know there's a whole bunch over here, so we're going to grab some up over here. We're going to yell at them. Pressing Q yells, if you guys didn't know that. A lot of this stuff is basic for a lot of people who have played Project Zomboid quite a bit, but if you're new to the game, this can be very helpful. We'll deal with a small group right now, I guess. We're not going to grab tons and tons of zombies, although that is a little bit more fun, isn't it? So let's go ahead and grab a big group of them. How about you guys? How about you guys come on to the party? Because I like to get a big party going. Alright, so we're going to grab this big group. I'm going to just dodge through here, no problem. That's another thing too. Don't panic so much. You can normally get away by using spacebar and stuff. So I'll throw the Molotov cocktail out. As you can see, it's going to set fire, and then zombies will catch on fire. The next tip is this. Do not just leave the area. You have to be within proximity, not like direct proximity of the zombies, but you do have to be around them while they're burning, or else they will not burn out. Zombies load on the screen only if you're around. So the burning zombies will be saved in that area as burning, but won't continue burning and everything. So you do gotta focus on, if you are gonna burn out zombies, you gotta make sure that you're staying around them. So that's the tip for that. And then the next things we're gonna go working on is probably tips on how to level up your carpentry a little bit faster. Some sneaking tips on how to you know, you can level your sneaking pretty fast, and I'll show you how to do that in a bit. Now the next tip and tricks I want to actually talk about is how to level up your carpentry a little bit faster. One way that a lot of people like to use, because it uses up the least amount of resources, is actually barricade, like so. And you could barricade it up all the way if you want, and then unbarricade, and then the only thing you lose is the one nail. That's a pretty common thing for people to do. People do this on regular, and then you get all your planks back. That's one way. The other way I like to do a lot of times, because I really feel like, you know, that's cool and all, but I still like building and stuff, and a lot of people just end up chopping down trees and sawing tons of logs, and you get a lot of experience that way. Another thing I like to do, though, while I'm doing that is actually building, as you can see here, I've done it a couple times, is just building floorboards. It only takes one plank and one nail, and you can stand in one spot, and if you have a whole bunch of planks laying right down on the ground right beside you, you can just make tons of plank. I mean, you can just make tons of wooden floors, and then that's pretty good. So that's a pretty quick, easy way for, you know, leveling up your carpentry. There are other skills, though, that you like to level up pretty fast and everything. Sprinting is pretty basic. You just run as you need to. Light-footed. Now, sneaking is an interesting one. I'd like to show it to you, but I have to find a big group of zombies. One of the best ways to sneak, well, of course, when you right-click, and this is your sneaking position. If you're by a big group of zombies and none of them notice you, your sneak will continue to level. So what I like to do sometimes, if you want to level up your sneaking, is get behind like a find a big pack. As long as I don't see you, get like on the other side of the tree, and you can literally just sneak there. And you gotta take like a step back and forth, and then it'll go up super fast, and your sneaking will raise really fast for that. But I think that'll do it for today's tips and tricks. I'll come back with more, and hopefully show you guys some more tips and tricks that'll help you out. Oh, one other thing for you guys to always remember, especially if you're new. Things I like to always carry with me. Well, once you do get yourself a hammer, I like to always carry at least a hammer and a nails with me anyways. I use this because, like, when you're searching for stuff and you're out there scavenging, it's best to have like at least your nails and your hammer are ready, and maybe 1 or 2 sheet ropes available. You can get those off of zombies, no problem. You can craft sheep ropes out of their rip sheets, or, you know, rip sheets, craft sheep ropes. So what you want to do is craft these sheet ropes, and then carry that on you too, because then you can sleep upstairs, and if you do hear while you're sleeping a whole bunch of zombies break into the house, you can make yourself a nice little rope ladder out the window of a 2nd floor. I've learned myself the hard way. I've died a couple times because I didn't have that. But anyways, that should be it for today's tips and tricks. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you want to see more of them, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment. And that'll do it. And hit the like button if you did enjoy it. And thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great day.